What makes you happy? I got my motorcycle license a couple years ago. It's something that I always wanted to do. My mom has told me that ever since before I could even talk, I would crane my neck in the baby stroller just to watch a motorcycle pass me by. No one in my lifetime has had a motorcycle in my family, so I like to think that this is something innate in me. It's something that I was born with. When I got my motorcycle license, my family was a little hesitant to just have me out on the road by myself. It makes sense. I felt the same way myself. So I called a local motorcycle shop and I asked if anyone that worked there would be willing to escort me just on the local roads while I familiarized myself with the bike. One Thursday evening, we were able to set that up, and 4 of the people from the shop rode right into my driveway, picked me up, and we were off to a local state park with beautiful winding roads. And while we were in that state park, I cannot even begin to describe to you the sense of joy that I felt in my soul. We drove through the state park and we pulled off at a little parking lot right at the side of a lake. And I pulled my helmet off and I was smiling so hard I could have sworn I was gonna break my face. Well, a couple of the guys stopped and they took a picture of me, and when I got home, I sent that picture to my brother, and he called me promptly and he said, anything that is right for you in this world is going to feel like you just felt. If it doesn't feel like that, then it's not right for you. I'm hesitant to share how riding motorcycles makes me feel because I don't want to put boundaries on anybody watching this, because how happiness feels to me is going to feel entirely different to how happiness feels to any of you, because we're different humans. I think the tricky thing about answering what makes me happy is that it's too vague, it's too unlimited. The same thing happens with questions like, what's your favorite food? If someone asks me that, I just simply don't know. It gives me too much option to make a choice. And the reality is that in a sea of optionality, we're going to forget everything it is that we know. Asking any what question is going to assume that it's a thing. And asking any of these questions is going to have the same outcome. What makes me happy? What's my favorite food? What did I do over the weekend? When we make it a thing that we're trying to answer, we automatically then assume that there needs to be a search. And when we then need to make it a search, it implies that it's something that we can see. It creates a visual perception of the thing that we're looking for. When we're looking for something, it automatically implies that we're looking out. But if we're trying to answer questions like these, what we really need to do is look in. If we're looking for a thing, we're going to misinterpret the happiness that we feel for the thing that we're doing, when really the happiness is the emotion that is the undertone of whatever it is that we're pursuing. So motorcycles do not make me happy. It is a feeling that is evoked by me riding a motorcycle that feels like happiness. And this is when we get into the whole materialism issue, where we think that things bring us happiness when it's really a feeling underneath it. So what makes you happy is likely something you're already doing. We just tend to forget how things make us feel when we go trying to answer big, scary questions. And who knows? Maybe what makes you happy is something that you've been doing your entire life, like craning your head in a baby stroller to look at some motorcycles. So I'm not gonna ask you what makes you happy. I just hope that you are happy, that you know what happiness feels like to you. And if you don't, that's okay. You'll find it when you stop looking. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next week.